Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for popping into the Today in AZ After Show. I have to correct myself. I want to call it 12 today every single time.
It's gonna take some time.
I know. This is the first week of the brand new show launch. Thanks for sharing it with us, guys. Paul Gerke alongside James Quinones and Vanessa Ramirez. Chilling on the couch. Hoping you guys are starting your weekend off right. Maybe having a few beverages. Maybe slinging some fast food if that's your vice.
Love fast food. Who doesn't?
Brings us to our first topic of the morning. The McRib is back. It apparently comes back like every year now after disappearing for quite a while. Okay. It's a sandwich that really leaves no room for middle ground in the debate here. You love it or you hate it because it's not really ribs per se. It's processed meat-ish. It brings us to this morning's question. What's the worst fast food you've ever tried? Hit us up in the comment section. Share your gross fast food stories if you have one. We'll start with you guys.
I don't.
I'm trying to think.
I don't. I love fast food. I mean, I stay away from it, but I love my In-N-Out. I love my Blake's Lottaburger in New Mexico. I like a Whataburger. You know, I mean, we could argue back and forth what the best is. I'm trying the only problem I have is sometimes the fries could be a little bit cold, and then they get a little bit, then they're no good for certain fries.
I noticed that with Whataburger. I love their food, but you have to eat it right there and then. Like if you try to take it home, it gets cold really fast, which is odd to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the wrapping they use.
I feel like fast food in general is usually like that. You got to get to it right away because once it's out of the heat lamps, good luck.
Those fries are fresh from McDonald's. They'll burn your fingers still in your mouth.
I used to work at Burger King.
God,
that was a dream job.
Really?
I was like one of the
You
best
make any
jobs
weird
I've ever
creations in your time there?
Oh yeah, like 5 patties and all that stuff. My buddy Paul would come visit. I'd be like, "Hey, you want a hamburger? Okay, I'll get you a hamburger." So,
Wink.
Yeah, I totally load them up. But I mean, you won't make anyone any happier in life than by giving them a hamburger.
Wesley says he doesn't like Burger King. Says you can taste the charboil.
Oh. Yeah, well, it is charbroiled, so that's what it is. I don't know if it is what it used to be, but it was high quality control when I worked there. Man, it was packed. For Christmas, I worked at the mall. Yeah.
You know what burger that everybody loves, and I don't think it's available here. Maybe they opened one, but the White Castle burger.
It's coming.
So that's mine. The worst fast food I've ever eaten in my life is White Castle.
I tried it in Chicago and I did not like it.
There are people that swear by it. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Vanessa. It is the grossest.
I agree.
Like it's almost they serve them the sliders on these like Hawaiian buns or whatever.
Which the Hawaiian buns are delicious.
They're fine, but that's the only part about the sandwich that's fine. Like it's like a gristly, razor thin meat patty with some onions that aren't overcooked or undercooked. They're just like rubbery and like there's nothing on them. Like it's like a singular pickle or like a spritz of mustard. They're gross. They're inedible. I don't understand how you people eat White Castle.
I've had them. I like them.
Why? What is redeeming about White Castle?
I wouldn't say that it's like the best burger I've ever had.
No kidding.
No.
But it's not bad. I mean, I don't know.
But what's good about it?
It tastes good.
No, it doesn't.
Wait, I am shocked here. Edward says In-N-Out burger. I've never heard anybody complain about In-N-Out burger.
Now, there's no way that you had In-N-Out. It's the worst fast food out there. That's impossible. Although I will argue that In-N-Out gets so much hype for being the best that I think some people try it for the first time and they're let down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's nothing super special about In-N-Out. They have such a small menu and they do this small menu really
Very well. Yeah. I agree. But you know, I get mine without their sauce.
Why would you get it without the sauce?
Because it's so good without the sauce.
Nah, animal style. Load up the sauce.
How about you guys? How about the old Kentucky Fried Chicken? You guys like that fast food?
Yeah.
I can get down with KFC.
Yeah.
Yes.
They used to have this chocolate parfait that was amazing. Can you bring it back? If anybody from KFC is watching,
if the Colonel's watching this morning.
This chocolate parfay back. It was delicious. It had some like crushed graham crackers or something on the bottom, chocolate and whipped cream. So good.
Would you guys go with original or extra crispy?
Original.
I'm a big fan of the chicken sandwiches, honestly.
Oh, really?
Like the spicy chicken sandwich. They had the what do they call the little slider sandwich they had? The minis or something like that, whatever those were called. Yeah, those are legit.
You know what I go to now what I get when I go to there? The bowls.
Yeah.
They have like mashed potatoes, corn, and little
Girls
chicken.
love bowls. They do it at Chipotle.
Really?
They always get bowls.
Oh, so I don't know. I just remember getting a big bucket of chicken, going on a picnic. My mom bring big, and she'd make her homemade potato salad.
Aww.
So good.
I have to agree with Bernie and somebody else here. Let me find it. Haley. Del Taco.
Oh, yeah. Del Taco can be rough. So when I lived in Boise for a couple years, Del Taco was open 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you had a real late night binge and Taco Bell closed at 2 a.m. or something.
Your palate opens up.
Right. Suddenly Jack in the Box was in play. Yeah. As well as Del Taco, which was open 24 hours. And I'd never tried it before I moved out west. And the first time I had it, I was like, this is all right. The second time I had it, I was like, this is passable. The third time I went to Del Taco was one of those like 3 a.m. adventures. I got food poisoning. I was puking my guts out, and I never went back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
I feel like that's a pretty damning experience to have, though. If you get sick from something you ate, no matter how good it is to somebody else, you really just don't want to go back for it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It may take some time because I got food poisoning at one restaurant one time, and it took a couple years with it. And
Olive Garden,
back.
and you're
no,
never.
Olive Garden has not done that to me. Just a Mexican chain around the valley,
Gotcha.
and so I was like, and it took me a couple years to go back. I'm going to share this story, and I probably shouldn't because we're on TV.
We're not on TV. We're on the internet, so it's a lawless expanse.
Yeah,
you can say and do whatever you want.
But I don't want to ruin because
like
let me just tell you,
fart.
I love Arby's sandwiches. I love their fresh market sandwiches. I love their roast beef sandwiches.
They have the
add
meats.
Cheddar on there.
Oh,
However, okay, this is crazy. So I went and did when I was in elementary school, we went and took a tour of Grand Canyon University. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to go there.
That's crazy.
It was amazing. So they showed us cadavers, and they showed us the intestines of cadavers, and it looks exactly
like the roast beef?
Like roast beef sandwich. So for years, I wouldn't eat it because it grossed me out, and I thought that, I had that image in my head of that's what I would eat.
Right.
So.
Well, do you eat menudo? That's intestines.
I don't eat that part of the. Have you had menudo? You haven't even had a tamale.
I am not an adventurous eater.
No, he's never had a tamale.
You're gonna drag me about the tamale?
So we're coming up on Christmas time again.
That's all it's all
we're
about.
gonna try again for him to try a tamale. If you live in Arizona, you have to have a tamale.
I'm gonna raise money for my tamale experience.
And you can't knock it because you haven't tried it. It's delicious.
It's corn.
Georgina also does not like Arby's. I love Arby's. Let me tell you a story about Arby's. I was on a late night flight one time, and I was departing Jackson Hartfield in Atlanta at like 4 a.m. or something. And so I'm there at like 3 in the morning. And they had like 2 restaurants open, and one of them was Arby's. And I'm like, is 3 a.m. an okay time? It's basically breakfast time because I was like starting my day then. Is it a good thing to eat breakfast at Arby's? And obviously the answer is probably no. But I got myself a beef and cheddar at that airport, and let me tell you, it's the best breakfast I ever had. For some reason, it just hit the spot, and I was like, Arby's for breakfast should be a thing.
Oh.
Do they have Arby's breakfast?
No. They do not have Arby's breakfast.
Have you had their Market Fresh sandwiches?
Yeah.
Those are
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
I like Arby's. I
almost feel like it's kind of healthy. Like, I don't know why.
It's
like
not
fresh. Fresh.
They have cheese sauce. Anything with cheese sauce on it's not healthy.
No, the Market Fresh sandwiches.
How about fast seafood? Fast food seafood.
Like,
no.
Long John Silver's,
Long
baby.
John.
Okay, no.
Captain
Long John
D's,
Silver's when I was a kid.
I love it.
Yeah.
You get the crumbs. We were broke. I just go buy the crumbs for a quarter. They give me like a big thing of just crumbs. I eat crumbs.
They had the cheese curds at Long John Silver's. Yeah.
Hush puppies.
Yeah.
Those were great, man. Put some vinegar. My friend introduced me to vinegar. I'm like, what are you doing? You're putting vinegar on.
Lee Lewis hating on Arby's, too. Robert says the worst fast food he ever had was a hot dog in downtown Phoenix over by the courthouse. I think I know what stand he's talking about. There's another restaurant over there, and I'm not going to call him out here on Facebook Live, but there's a restaurant over by the courthouse that if you've ever eaten there, you may know what I'm talking about. That is the biggest ripoff in downtown Phoenix. Everything is overpriced, and none of it is good. I'm calling you out, anonymous restaurant over by the courthouse.
Oh. Do you guys remember Hayden said Fazoli's is the best fast food restaurant? Is that our Hayden? Hayden, Fazoli's was amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
They closed all of them.
Yes.
I grew up in the West Valley. They had one at 75th and Thomas, and I used to go there all the time because you know how I love Italian food. And so I used to go there all the time, and they closed it.
Oh.
We had a Fazoli's in Michigan, in my hometown where we grew up. Everyone loved Fazoli's. Yeah. That's the place you took your like sophomore homecoming date before the dance, because it was like mid-tier Italian food, like not fancy, but like maybe like a step below Olive Garden.
Okay.
We're going to Fazoli's. We're gonna have all-you-can-eat breadsticks, baby.
Well, I'll tell you, after a crazy night back in the day when we were in Scottsdale, and we'd have a crazy night, we'd head over to this place called the Chop and Walk.
Okay.
Has anybody ever gone to Chop and Walk? It's up in Scott. I don't even know if it's still open. Yeah. Mike just nodded his head, our camera guy.
Yeah.
Hold on here. I am shocked, Angela.
She's shutting it down.
Angela, she said Pete's fish and chips is horrible. Have you been to Pete's?
I've never been to Pete's Fish and Chips.
I'll support it because it's local.
They have
local.
multiple.
It's an institution. Yeah, it's a local chain. But yeah,
local, and they only accept cash. So if you ever go, they only accept cash.
I know a lot of people that'll swear by it, and there's always crowds, always.
I love it. It's so good because we brought up the fish. We brought up fish. That's why that one came up. So Pete's Fish and Chips is amazing. They're shrimp, and it comes with fries, and just and they're deep fried burritos.
You're selling it.
Yeah, I will try to get there every once in a while. So obviously, I'm watching.
And I've heard both sides on Pete's. You know, some people that don't, that are snobs. I like Pete's because it's local.
You know, one thing I do not like is that they changed their shrimp. So it used to be these long pieces of shrimp, and they made them a little bit smaller.
We're gonna ride in.
They're bioengineering the shrimp to be a little different. Jim says Jack in the Box. The grease literally seeped through the wrappers and the bags. I'm not here to knock any fast food chains, but Jack in the Box is really one of those places that you have to be a little under the influence of something to go and get food there late at night. One time I was in a Jack in the Box drive-thru. It was like, I swear to God, it was like Thanksgiving, and like everything else was closed, and I was like away from home, and
I was
needed
with you
to eat
that
something.
night.
No, you weren't.
Yep.
You might have been with me in spirit.
Yep.
But we're in the
Been there
drive-thru.
before.
Had a couple toddies, and a sober friend of mine was driving us back, and we slid through the Jack in the Box drive-thru. In the car in front of us, I swear to you, at the ordering box, at like the speaker, opens the car door and just and not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna puke, just let loose like fire hydrant stuff.
Breakfast right now.
Oh, it was so gross. It was just everywhere. And so this drive-through line is backed up, and it just reeked like the hot summer smell of vomit in a Jack in the Box drive-through. I've never been back, and it's not even Jack in the Box's fault. It's just the aesthetics of that memory. Like I just can't wash it away.
No, I really hope you're not eating.
And all the viewers just left. Weird.
Yeah.
So let's transition.
Wait, I want to know if when you guys the late night food right after a night of having fun, adult beverages, what would you order from Jack in the Box?
I wouldn't. I'm going to T-Bell. T-Bell is my vice to soak it all up. Well, the Beefy Crunch burrito's back right now. It's got the hot Fritos in it. I'm 100% behind that. They should keep it on the menu full time. Mr. Bell, if you're watching, I'm talking to you. Also down with the quesarito. Could mess with the Chigor Crunch. And then they got the double stuffed, whatever you call it now. I could also mess with that. I could cast a wide net at Taco Bell.
Really? I usually stick to the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Jimmy, so late night drinking,
I only eat
it's only a
K
few
beef.
options.
Oh, hamburgers. I'll go with a hamburger again. Jack in the Box. I'll have the dollar. I always go the value.
Yeah.
I'm always a little bit
They have
frugal.
a chicken sandwich there, too.
Yeah, I'll order that, too.
Chicken.
I remember waking up on a morning thinking, wow, at least I got home, and then I see all these wrappers all over the floor. Like, what have I done? I've devoured all this food.
What have I done?
And I'm trying to work out, trying to stay good. And there's a box of fries, and I ate all of it.
My God, what have I done?
And the chicken nuggets. This is horrible.
And chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's the horrible part when you go out after and you go get something to eat after drinking. Like, you just want everything. Like, I get a jumbo jack with cheese, no onion or tomato. I get 2 of their tacos, but with no lettuce, so that way
the tacos, yes. The Jack in the Box tacos.
Yes.
They're not even tacos. They have like a
really
piece of cheese
good.
Fresh out of the wrapper,
They're
just
so
stuffed in there.
And some kind
it's
of
not
meat.
even
They said it's
shredded.
like
When it hits your
soy meat,
lips,
right?
it's just so good.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to more gross fast food stories in a minute. But after all that, I feel like we need some exercise. How about some athletic activity?
Yeah, folks.
Which is what JQ got out on the patio this morning, talking to the Phoenix Rising and some of their young fans. Check this out.
We're talking to Bobby Dooley, the general manager of the Phoenix Rising. It's an exciting game, the biggest ticket in town tonight, and it's pretty much sold out, correct?
Absolutely. There's limited seats available, standing room only right now, but it's going to be electric tonight. Our fans are going to be loud, they're going to be singing, they're going to be chanting, there's going to be smoke, and our players are ready. It's the second week in a row. We got a home game, so it should be a fun night out at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex.
Significance of this game, right?
Absolutely. We win this one, we move on in the playoffs to the Western Conference Finals, so we need everyone to come out, support us, and hopefully they have as much energy as these kids do this morning here at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Tyler, who are these kids?
Yeah, they're part of our Phoenix Rising Youth Soccer program. There's 4,500 kids here in the Valley that are playing soccer, wearing the Phoenix Rising Youth Soccer badge, so it's very exciting. That's why we do it. It's about the kids. It's an opportunity for them to watch it, play it, practice it, and come out and support Phoenix Rising tonight.
I could talk about this for like 4 hours, but the bottom line is Phoenix Rising, they're awesome. Championship game tonight. If they win, then they go to the championship game. Sold out, standing room only.
I know, I'm bummed. I want to go. Dollar beer night.
Dollar beer night. Yeah. And it's also a prelude to maybe us getting an MLS team.
3 words, dollar beer night.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And they have a shuttle as well to help you out for when
How
you're drinking those
amazing.
dollar beer
No, this
beers.
is great. I really, we need a pro team, like an MLS team here in the Valley. And this is going to be another stepping stone among cities, among everyone in this country to maybe getting a decent national team.
MLS is, I think, adding 2 more expansion teams, right?
Yeah,
And so
we missed out
the
on
first
it.
billing
Yeah.
the first time around, but we're still in contention for the second round of expansion.
Yeah, we need it. We really do. And the support. These games are sold out. It wasn't just this game. They're all sold out.
They
They're
said they've
all
had great
packed.
attendance all season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that in every community that has a soccer team that they rally behind. When I worked in Tampa, the Rowdies were just like that. Like, it was like they sold the place out. They were so passionate about it. And they're always vying for some of that market share, too. Because, I mean, when you have pro teams in town like the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Yotes, it's tough to get time, like on local TV, for example. So I'm glad we were able to do that for the Rising this morning, especially on the eve of such a big contest.
Awesome.
Wish you
Hope
guys
they do
luck in your
well.
match tonight for sure.
I'm going to try to make it out there, and I will take a shuttle.
You're going to bring some Jack in the Box out there with you?
I heard they have some really
A lot
good
of people
pizza out
hating
there.
on the Jack in the Box.
Really good pizza out there.
Eddie says tamales are overrated. So I'm just
No,
saying.
they're not overrated. It's
Depends
they're
on where you
delicious.
eat
Yeah,
them
and it
and
depends
what
who
you eat.
made them.
Yeah.
I mean, are they homemade tamales? Are they store-bought tamales?
Some of
You
them
know,
are greasy and nasty. Yeah, people don't.
I will give a suggestion for tamales. For those of you that don't have the time to make tamales and maybe you don't know somebody that
Costco.
makes them. Yes, Costco has the
Done.
best tamales. Like
good stuff.
They're like really good, delicious. They're not thin. They're
Nope.
made. They're hearty sizes.
You can get chicken, beef,
yes.
pork, and I
Yes.
think Paul's first tamale is going to come from Costco, I think.
Yeah.
Unless there's somebody out there
Have
who
you
wants
had
to make
Costco?
one.
No, I'm not going to eat some
Tamales.
stranger's tamales.
So we'll do Costco.
He
It's from a
means it.
store.
All right. This is my favorite exchange, by the way, on here. David says 90% of fast foods aren't good for you anyway, so it's a losing situation no matter how you look at it. We had a lot of people on there saying, hey, fast food's not good for you. Yeah, we know. The response,
Shocking.
Jessica says, most foods aren't good for you.
Right,
That's
that's
also
true.
true.
That's
Especially
true.
when you're talking about not in moderation. If you're going to
Yeah.
eat a meal of anything, there's probably something bad in it.
There are salads with pesticides on them that you can't wash off with tap water.
I'm a big Zupas guy, by the way. I like the soup
Oh,
and
Zupas is
sandwiches.
good.
I was actually there yesterday getting a big old barrel of tomato soup and a sandwich. And the salads on the menu often have more calories than the sandwiches on the
Yeah.
menu.
Absolutely.
You got to be careful.
Yeah,
Just because
Cobb
it says
salad?
salad doesn't mean it's good for
That's
you.
true. I went to Jamba Juice and the same thing. People think because it's a healthy smoothie
Yeah.
or whatever, but they have so much sugar in
Sugar.
it. And from the fruit, like the
Yeah.
bananas and the strawberries, that it's actually bad for you.
Yeah.
You know, even I still had a bowl.
Alicia has a
bowl.
fun Jack in the Box story too. She goes, a friend of mine went to Jack in the Box after a night out. The next morning he texted me and told me he woke up in the parking stall across from the drive-thru with churro dust all over the inside of his vehicle.
Across from the parking lot.
Good story.
That's a rough night
At
at
least
Jack
he
in the
didn't
Box.
drive. He didn't drive.
Oh,
He
my
pulled it over.
gosh.
He did the
Somebody else at Taco Bell and they put all the emojis with throwing up and poopy signs.
So when I was a kid, remember when that woman accused Wendy's of having a thumb in their chili?
Yeah, it was a big fake.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's a big fake, right? So once that story started to get legs, I kept hearing all my kids making up rumors, all the kids my age, making up rumors about other fast food places. Like there were kids that used to say that Taco Bell doesn't use cheese, they use worms, that they're shredded worms and that you should never eat it. And that
McDonald's
bugged me
chicken
out.
nuggets was made out of a pink goo.
Yes, the pink ooze or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Worms? That's gross.
I love to eat. That's the bottom line. I just love it. I can't.
There's so many people chiming in with places that they love and they don't love. You know, Heidi said Popeyes is way too spicy no matter what you order. I haven't had that in a really, really long time.
Popeyes?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A's rocks. That's pretty good.
Chick-fil-A, their French fries or their waffle fries are really good.
There's so many good responses in here. All right, let's get to our extra shot real quick, and then we'll wrap it up with a few more fast food responses. Jimmy, what you got going on?
Yeah, we're going to a restaurant, Must Eats Monday. It's coming up Monday. You're going to want to watch. We're going to a place called The Thumb in far north Scottsdale. It's a gas station. A gas station.
What?
But this is awesome. This place rocks it. There's a great story behind it. Guy opened it up in 2012, and it's just been expanding ever since. They have been featured on Tanked. They have their own bakery. They make their own bread. They're known for their barbecue. They have everything. It's a little store. They have a car wash there, and let me tell you, their barbecue's legit. It is great stuff. Their brisket. They make brisket tacos.
Really?
With the eggs. I mean, this food is going to blow you away. You're going to like it. It's a little gem up there. And all the locals go. I mean, you're in there. And it's right next to the Coyotes, the Den where they work out.
Yeah.
Shane Doan's always there. Everyone knows about it in that area. It's got a store. Look at that little store right there.
It's like a one-stop shop, man.
You get everything. You get your beer. You get wine. They got all kinds of stuff. And then, like I said, you can just. It's a great thing in the nightlife. They have a patio out there and that tank there.
That looks cool.
They got featured on the show called Tanked.
Wow. Just, you know, just a general rule of thumb, pun intended, don't eat at gas stations. But in this instance, maybe you should be eating.
They have a lot going on at that gas station.
Oh, they even have, get this, a special high-octane gas, right, that they don't have hardly anywhere in the valley that they sell at the gas station. So all you ever see is Bentleys and Ferraris and Bugattis. They're all going up there for that mega high-octane gas. But you're going to like this place. It's good. And that food, I mean, brisket with eggs and a taco will blow you away.
So hungry right now.
I don't know what you're
even telling the gross food stories, I'm still hungry.
You know, there was a few of them that I was shocked about. Michelle said salad and go. She doesn't like that one.
I've never been there before, but I need to give that a try.
It's good. I think it's good. It's healthy. And then Michael said Quiznos. Have you had Quiznos?
Yeah, I like Quiznos.
I don't see too many of them anymore.
Yeah.
But they had this barbecue sauce that you would, or their sauce that you would put on all these sandwiches. Delicious.
They have a horseradish sauce that's really good too. I'm a big sauce guy. For those of you who don't know.
God, I could just talk food all day. I really could.
One of my favorite food joints. Back to when I lived in Boise, there was this food truck, an Azteca food truck. I'm not sure if it's a regional chain or whatever, but they park it outside of the busy downtown bar area, and so it was like closing time. You'd go and wait in line forever to get your food truck tacos. You get to watch the kids get drunk and fight each other in the streets. The police always handcuffing somebody as the taco truck people looked on, like, what an idiot. You know, okay, I'll have the burrito with the, and it's just that was the spot. I never had a bad experience there, but it was always that food that you used to sop up. Yeah. There was one time I was chatting to a girl that was standing out there, and she just had a mouthful of burrito, just like this. That memory is burned into my head a little too much.
Another tip for you guys, if you're in the Phoenix area, so there's a bar called Charlie's on 7th Avenue in Camelback. It's across from the Fry's Plaza. Okay. They have a food truck there that's Mexican food, and they serve right outside of the bar, and there's always a long line. It's huge, but they have one of the best tacos in town. You guys need to go there. And nachos, full of everything. And people, you could sit outside and eat there. It's packed.
All
and
right.
It's a lot of fun.
I got one more real quick. Coach House, oldest bar in Scottsdale, Sunday afternoons. Yeah. They usually got music, hang out. It's a great crowd. Free hamburgers. Free food, They get free tacos. They just say tip. They're very hardcore on. They tip them, but it's lined up. It's awesome.
I'll gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
Yes. All right, Wimpy.
Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. This is it for the after show. We'll see you back here on the same couch, 7:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Take care, people.
Send us your pictures of your bad food this weekend.